Good evening and welcome to NACTV Bigger Bingo for Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. And before we start playing, here are our rules. Our license number is LGCA 6052 MBI 35606. First rule, one ball will be drawn at the beginning of the session. This ball will be the tuning number for Game 3. Number 2, when bingo is declared on more than one number, only those who declared bingo on the earliest number called will be declared winners and eligible to win the prize. Number 3, each bingo game will be closed when a winner or winners have called in and their cards have been verified, and it has been announced 3 times that the phone lines are open to receive your calls and the game is declared closed. No further calls will be accepted with regards to that closed bingo game. Number 4, final win confirmation occurs when the winners present their date stamp sheet containing the winning card to NACTV studio. Number 5, prize money is split evenly among multiple winners with a minimum payout of $25. Number 6, in the event of transmitting or telephone problems which prevent continuation of play prior to the event's start or at any time during the event's duration, the game will be rescheduled or resumed on the next Wednesday night. Number 7, Game 1 is played to a blackout on the gold cards. Jackpot in 50 numbers or less is a minimum of $1,000. After 50 numbers, Game 1 continues to a blackout for a $100 consolation prize. Number 8, Games 2 and 3 are played on the colored cards, and they are blue tonight. Game 2, the X game, has $150 available to be won. Game 3, which continues on from Game 2, is a blackout. Jackpot in 52 numbers or less is a minimum of $500. After 52 numbers, Game 3 continues to a blackout for a $100 consolation prize. If Game 3 is won with the toonie ball number drawn at the beginning of this session, the winner will receive either the jackpot or the consolation prize, as well as the toonie pop. That's our rules, and good luck to you all. Let's find out what our toonie number is. Okay, tonight's toonie number is going to be I-25. We're not playing with that number yet. That's just a toonie number for Game 3 that we're going to be looking for. So we'll put it back into the blower. I-25 is your toonie number. Okay, on the gold colored cards, looking for a jackpot in 50 numbers or less. It's worth $17,900. And the first number out is under the 070. 070. Under the N36. N36. Under the I-24, I-24. Under the B-15, B-15. Under the N45, N45. Under the G60, G60. Under the 073, 073. Under the O61, O61. Under the B1, B1. Under the N43, N43. Under the I-28, I-28. Under the N37, N37. Under the I-29, I-29. Under the G50, G50. Under the I-22, I-22. Under the B9, B9. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the G58, G58. Under the N32, N32. Under the G47, G47. Under the O69, O69. Under the O74, O74. Under the G54, G54. Under the B14, B14. Under the G46, G46. Under the B6, B6. Under the B10, B10. Under the I18, I18. Under the B11, B11. Under the N33, N33. Under the B8, B8. Under the I21, I21. Under the G52, G52. Under the G48, G48. Under the N35, N35. Under the O64, O64. Under the O67, O67. Under the N34, N34. Under the G53, G53. Under the N44, N44. Under the I-19, I-19. Under the G59, G59. Under the I-30, I-30. Under the N31, N31. Under the O62, O62. Under the G57, G57. Under the N39, N39. Under the G49, G49. Under the G56, G56. And that is your 50th number. So we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes and see if anybody calls in and wins that jackpot of $17,900. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. And while we're waiting, I have no new community announcements, so I'm going to go to our schedule and let you know what might be interesting or new there, maybe. Okay, we have some hockey on NACTV. We have basketball, a new game. The Westman Youth Choir. They're always very nice, good to listen to. Coffee chat with Joy Bowman on estate planning. Tagalog practice. Coffee chat with Leslie Milligan, Newcomer's Coat Room. And we still have episode of Prairie Mountain Artist Showcase. Manitoba Ag Days is a new one. Coffee chat with Mark Moorhouse and Lauren Huck on restorative justice. Coping with the Rising Cost of Living, Episode 1, New Program. Nipua Training Center Grand Opening, that's new. I don't even know what it is, and I'm in Nipua, okay. Phone lines are open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls, and that's your third and final time. So, not hearing any further calls, I'll declare this game closed. And we will move on to the consolation round. Okay, for $100, still looking for a blackout. On those gold colored cards, the prize is now $100. Under the B3, B3. Under the O65, O65. Under the O75, O75. Under the B5, B5. Under the B7, B7. Under the O71, O71. Under the G51, G51. Under the B2, B2. Under the O72, O72. And we have a caller. We'll pause here. We have another caller.
Okay, what is the number in the middle of your card? 3878 4878 2878. Okay.
Is that our fine? Okay. I-27 hasn't been called.
Okay, I-27 hasn't been called. No. Okay. Bigger bingo. Okay, what is the number in the middle of your card?
Okay, we have one phone line open to receive your call.
5-6.
Oh, 72, we have a valid bingo.
Okay, that's a bingo on 072.
And we do have another person calling in. We'll
Alright,
see what they've
just
got.
hang on a minute. Okay. Bigger bingo. On what number? What is the number in the middle of your card? 5967.
I-16 is in the hoop and hasn't been called yet.
I-16 hasn't been called yet.
It's in the hoop.
No, it hasn't. It's just sitting there. She hasn't called it yet.
So I-16 is in the hoop and has not been called. So unfortunately, you can't bingo on I-16. Last number
Okay.
called was 072. And we now have phone line open to receive your calls.
56. Number bingo is 2.
And yes,
Okay,
we have a phone line open to receive your calls.
Pardon? Oh, Marion. R-O-B-E-L. Okay. Neat one. And what is your phone number? 449. And where did you buy the cards? Okay. Station. Alright, and that's 204, right? Okay, congratulations. Bye.
Okay, both phone lines are now open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open.
There you go.
Okay, so our tuning number is I-25, and we'll be moving on to our green colored card, or green, we'll be moving on to blue colored cards shortly, and we'll play the letter X game first, and then we'll carry on to a blackout, and that's when the I-25 for our tuning number becomes important if it's still in the game, because if you land on that, you will get a tuning, if you bingo on that number in that third game, which is our blackout and 52 numbers or less, or over for the consolation. The tuning pods were $6,459, and we sold 113 cards last week. For the third and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to those blue colored cards. Okay, our winner on the Bonanza Consolation was Marion Robeluk. Congratulations to Marion of Nipawa purchasing the cards here at the station. Okay, we're ready to play our letter X game on the blue colored cards. And the first number out is under the I-20. I-20. Under the N-44. N-44. Under the G-55. G-55. Under the N, 37. N, 37. Under the B, 14. B, 14. Under the I, 30. I, 30. Under the B, 10. B, 10. Under the B, 9. B, 9. Under the G, 57. G, 57. Under the N, 41. N, 41. Under the B, 4. B, 4. Under the O, 65. O, 65. Under the O, 71. O, 71. Under the N, 33. N, 33. Under the I, 27. I, 27. Under the G, 47. G, 47. Under the O, 67. O, 67. Under the N, 31. N, 31. Under the I, 21. I, 21. Under the O, 64. O, 64. Under the I, 22. I, 22. Under the B, 15. B, 15. Under the O, 62. O, 62. Under the N, 40. N, 40. Under the G, 56. G, 56. Under the I, 16. I, 16. Under the I, 25. I, 25. Under the G, 60. G, 60. Under the G, 52. G, 52. Under the O, 73. O, 73. Under the G, 53. G, 53. Under the N, 32. N, 32. Under the B1, B1. Under the O, 63. O, 63. Under the B11, B11. Under the N34, N34. Under the N36, N36. Under the N43, N43. Under the O72, O72. Under the I-29, I-29. And we have a caller. So we'll pause here. Remember, the ball on the hoop, you can't bingo on that for the letter X, because we have a caller already.
3600. Okay. And what number did you bingo on? 072. That's one number back.
One number back? Okay, perfect. 072 takes it one number back.
That's a bingo?
Yep.
Okay. That's a bingo.
Okay, 072 is the letter X bingo number. One number back.
150. Yeah, and bring your cards, but don't rip them apart. Just leave them together. Okay? Yeah, all three cards, leave them together.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, that sounds good. Okay.
Back to our TV listing here. Let's see what else we have. Church services.
And what is your name?
Tivoli Gardens.
Just a minute. Catherine, what is the last name? Z.
The Nipo Middle School Winter Band Concert. That's a new one.
N or M?
Mayan Ruins, Belize, 2000. Cooking with the Stars, episode 2 is a new one.
I think 9 o'clock. What is your phone number? 7. And where did you buy your cards? Here at the station. Okay.
Looks like there's might be some other interesting things on too. They're not new, but
Doesn't
they're
seem like
there.
you have to share.
Such as the
Okay,
Minnedosa
now you
Fun
keep
Fest
on
Parade,
playing on those cards.
Schooled,
Yeah.
the apprenticeship
For the
program,
next game,
explaining
just
what that's
open-
about.
Yeah, because the
66th
blackout 52
Annual
numbers
Travelers
is
Day Parade.
$3,147, so. Yeah, you just keep using these same numbers, so.
Okay, so our tuning number
Right.
is I-25. Oh, and it was called. Okay, so
Yeah.
the tuning number,
Okay, so just
I-25
keep playing
was
with the
called.
cards and leave those numbers
So
in
the
there.
tuning pot will grow from its
Okay.
$6,459. And there was 113 packages sold last week.
There you go.
Okay, for the third and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed. And we'll move on to the blackout in 52 numbers or less. And let's change that jackpot to match what it really is at 8,147. Okay, our winner on the Big X was Catherine Zitnik of Neepawa, purchasing the cards here at the station. Okay, a blackout in 52 numbers or less is worth $8,147. And your next number out is under the I-28. I-28. Under the G50, G50. Under the G59, G59. Under the G48, G48. Under the B13, B13. Under the O74, O74. Under the B7, B7. Under the I-18, I-18. Under the B5, B5. Under the N42, N42. Under the I-26, I-26. Under the I-23, I-23. And that is your 52nd number. So we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes. And both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open. And I'll tell you a slightly funny story about Marion, who won the first game. Happens to be that I was actually talking to her in the post office yesterday, and we were discussing the fact that she hadn't won for such a long time. Here she is, winning. Okay, 2 more minutes. 1 minute 30 left. Oh, I guess I could have it. I'll just put it over here.
The last two games have both been won on 072.
Oh, interesting fact. I was just told last two games are both won on 072. 1 minute left. I'll have to. Obviously the third one won't be won on 072.
No. But that was weird.
That is quite the coincidence. 30 seconds left. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any calls, I'll declare this game closed and we'll move on to the consolation round for $100. Still looking for a blackout on those blue colored cards. Prize of $100 now. Your next number is under the G49. G49. Under the O68. O68. Under the N35. N35. We have a caller. That's quick.
Okay, what is the number in the middle of your card?
That was definitely quick.
1203.
1, 2, 0, 3.
Pardon?
What's the one number back?
068. Oh, that's 3 numbers back.
Okay, let me check it then.
Just a sec here.
Okay. B3. Nope. N35. Nope. You can take her information. It's going to be a valid bingo.
Oh, okay.
Or his or who.
It is a bingo, so.
068. The third number back.
1, 2, 0.
So 068. 068.
Okay, who is this?
So we have a valid bingo on 068. 3 numbers back. And that will be wrapping it up for tonight.
I know. Is that
One
all?
phone line is open to receive your calls.
Okay. B-E-A-R-E. Nicola, of course. And your phone number. 351-011. And where did you buy your cards? Paris. Okay. Well, congratulations. You're welcome. Bye.
Okay, we now have both phone lines open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open.
There you go.
Another 30 seconds. Then we'll find out who won this last game and do a recap. And just like to say it's a gorgeous day out there for January, that's for sure. Although it was quite kind of icy and slippery for half the day till it got a little softer. It was a bit better when I came to the station tonight. Okay, for the third and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Okay, well, we'll take that one last call.
No, because she bingoed on 54 numbers, and the big jackpot was at 50.
Okay, just a question. All right, so I'm closing the game.
Yeah.
And that wraps it up for tonight. Okay, our winner on the Blackout Constellation was Donna Berard of Neepwa, purchasing the winning card at Harris Pharmacy. So for recapping for tonight, our winners were Marion Roboluk, won the Bonanza Constellation, purchased the cards at the station. Catherine Zitnik won the Big X and also purchased the cards at the station. And the Blackout Constellation was won by Donna Berard, who purchased the cards at Harris Pharmacy. Congratulations to our winners. You can pick up your checks after 1 o'clock tomorrow. And thank you all for playing along and supporting NACTV. Have a great week.